Uniquely me is uniquely you. Balancing the different hats of life, achieving all your goals in the name of Christ. Uniquely me is uniquely you. You can do anything. With the S on your chest, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. You are a winner and you're an overcomer. You can be all things to Christ who gives you strength. Yeah, you are a fighter. You're so determined. Uniquely me is uniquely you.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. No doubt it's always a pleasure to come to bring to you the stories of our unique women. What's been happening in your side of wherever you are? I know COVID has been on the rise and job loss and so many things. But I know somewhere there our women remain resilient and with the S on our chest and that kind of thing. But we can talk about that some more on my YouTube channel. Today I have with me, I should say, my very good friend Tashanie Henry. And man, I can't wait to dig into Tashanie's story. Let me tell you, first thing when you see this woman, she's just nice and bubbly. And just always have a smile on her face. And so I thought about how would I describe Tashani, but Tashani, welcome. Can't wait to hear your story, girl. So Tashani, as I looked at your bio, I picked out 3 things about you, and one of them was accomplished, a leader, a brilliant young lady. And so I saw, I got that kind of front row seat of you growing up. But our audience wants to know, who is Tashani? So tell us a little about you.
Hi, I'm Tashani. Firstly, I describe myself as a God-fearing woman, a child of God. I'm also a Scotia banker. I'm 33 years old. Soon to be married, getting married in December.
Yay!
No exciting. Children. Mm-hmm. Very determined, dedicated, resilient, as you said. Yeah. Goal-oriented, and basically that's a synopsis of me.
Yeah. Well, I like to take it back to grassroots. Just where were you born? Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, Jubilee Hospital. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what
my
mother told me. Uh-huh. So I'm originally from Kingston. I live in St. Catherine at present, but grew up most of my life in town, from Harborview to Meadowbrook and that.
So tell us a little, Tashani, what was childhood life like? Did you play, what do we call it now? I like to talk about the Cabbage Patch dollies and all of those things. Did you do those things?
I really don't like dolls. So I wouldn't say I'm a dolly girl. Uh-huh. However, I love books.
Okay.
So I read a lot, and I used to just imagine, and books just take you on a wild imagination. So I'm a book girl. Mm-hmm. I'll stay up late at night, probably when the curfew is off and light's supposed to be out. I will stay up with the moonlight and read in the dark.
Whoa.
Yes.
Awesome. So I see where you had gone to. You went to Alpha.
Yes.
Alpha. Tell us about what was that like?
I love my days at Alpha. Alpha, oh my Lord. If I could redo everything, I would go back to school, because I used to be at school from 5:30 in the morning and leave school 6 o'clock in the evening. So I spent most of my days at school, early morning till late evening. I was involved in everything, from form prefect to if we have a concert. I was even the head girl. So I was all around in Alpha. I played a part in everything. I can't think of anything that I wasn't a part of.
So one leads to because as I listen to you, I'm thinking about myself. Why so involved?
I get involved because I get enjoyment from it. I love being a social person. I had great friends. They inspired me, and my friends were leaders as well. So, you par with the leader, you become a leader as well. And as I said, I find fulfillment from it. So I just delve right on into what makes me happy.
Nice. Our children now, I don't know if our children are so involved as they need to be. I'm just using myself as an example. My son seems to get up every morning and head straight to his phone or the laptop, and he will play game from morning until evening. Of course, I won't allow that. But I wonder what changed over the years. Our children. Because I still remember as similar to you, I was always at school, and when I wasn't at school, I was at church. Is it that technology changed? Because again, I didn't have a cell phone, I didn't have a laptop. What you think changed?
Well, that is true. The access to technology, that is one of the impact. Also, persons have become selfish to me in some sense, where people are not willing to share their lives, probably from hurt that they've received from other persons. But persons now stick to the phone or they're selfish because, it's all about me. Yeah. It's what I portray, it's what I can bring. It's not necessarily about you anymore. So the focus tends to be on oneself. No, that is one. What also changed, probably persons are not enjoying school anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that students have become abused, and there is it's basically teachers going to teach and not necessarily grow or nurture.
It's funny you said that, because here's the thing. I keep telling my son, once school finish, leave. As soon as the teacher says amen, you need to leave school, because too many children I know have gotten hurt hanging around school and that kind of thing. But you have your own story, Tashani, of being hurt. And, I wonder if you would mind sharing, when did things begin to change? Because you were bubbly in school. When did things change?
All right. Things changed right before, as I started high school. That's when my life took a whole turn. I lived with my father and my stepmother and my brother, and everything was good. I was a daddy's girl. My father adored me because they call me bright. As I said, I was more of a book person rather than a troubled student or anything like that. My dad was my hero, so I did love my father. You understand?
You say did. You say did. Why did?
I said did not because I don't love him now, but he has died.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why.
Wow.
But the love still in me. It may not have been like it was before, but because I was hurt by him, the man that I love.
Right.
Understand?
So let's talk a little bit about that. So you're a daddy's girl. You're living with daddy. You're living with your stepmom. Life is good. You're doing well in school and that kind of thing. But what happened between yourself and your dad?
Honestly, I don't know what happened. All I know, the man who I thought my father wasn't. He changed. I don't know who that person become. I don't know. There were so many things that come to light that I couldn't explain before. And it's like this king who I thought my dad was not that person on the other hand. So it's like, a multiple personality type of thing. So I'm wondering what changed for him. All know I have never had a discussion with him. We went to court and all of that, but I never spoke to him from the incident happened.
Wow. I know a number of persons watching are wondering, what are we talking about? And I don't know if it's okay with you and if you want to share it, because again, the idea behind this is that you're going to be helping somebody else, a child who is going through what you've been through, and we want to kind of reach out to them. So I don't know if it's okay with you if you want to share what took place before we talk about the kid that going to court.
All I knew, one night I was asleep and I woke up being sexually molested by my father.
Yeah.
It's a terrible moment for me.
I know.
And I can recall going to school the next day. When I went to school the next day, I basically ran away. I packed my bags. I said I wasn't going back home.
Right.
And I ran away from home. I went to school. I didn't even go to class. But this is where I had great teachers. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I had great teacher. So I went to school, I went to my teacher, and I told her what happened. And then she took me to the guidance counselor. The guidance counselor, they spoke to me what really transpired. I told them, we went to the police station. And it's like everything became a whirlwind from there for me. Police station, we went to counseling. I couldn't go back home.
Yeah.
Because now it's in the law hand.
Right.
So I couldn't go back home and I didn't have anywhere to go. I wasn't living with my mother. My mother wasn't financially stable at the time.
Right.
And I didn't grow with my mother any at all. She would visit us now and again, but she wasn't able to keep me. So I had to stay with my teacher. I stayed with my teacher like a couple months because we went to court. They were trying to find a place to put me. At first, they told me that I was going to go to the Glen place of safety, which is a juvenile center for young ladies. And my teacher, I don't know what the stigma was for Glen, but she's like, no, I am not sending Tashani there. So I stayed with her for a couple months until they found the right place to send me.
So you're telling me, you're telling me that a teacher decided that she would open her own home and put you in there to live with her.
Yeah.
What made you, and as I listen to you, what made you go to the teacher as against, say, maybe calling your mom?
As I said, I didn't have that close relationship with my mother. Yes, she would visit because she would come to the house probably to wash her clothes and cook food and stuff like that. But my stepmother was still there. So we didn't have a bond when I was younger.
Right.
When I was older, I got to know her better rather than when I was younger. But we didn't have a close relationship. I have a close relationship with my teacher at the time. Okay. So she was the person that I felt most comfortable to go to.
And uniquely me is uniquely you.
Hi guys, I thought I would share with you, for those of you looking for a Christmas gift or a New Year gift or a birthday gift, for that woman, that strong woman in your life, to offer the Uniquely Me Planner. Now, what can you find in the Uniquely Me Planner? You can find pages to write for each month. You have pages to write your goals, and we set it up so that those goals are SMART, right? As you know, your goals need to be SMART. So we have the specific, the measurable, the attainable, the relevant, and we put them in blocks so that you are able to fill them in accordingly. Also, you will find a daily to-do list, as well as for each day, if you need to put your calendar, what your calendar items will be, you have that as well. There's also a habit tracker, guys, or as well as a quote. There is a list for you to put what are your list of priorities in terms of things to be done. And of course, guys, we have pages and pages of that. We give you blank pages as well. So this is also, it is your diary, it's your planner, it's your time management tool is what I would call it. I want to encourage women who are creatives, women who are executives out there as well. You are trying to find a way to be productive. Here is your tool. And so guys, it's on Amazon. Just put in Uniquely Me Planner, or you can put in Simone Stewart and grab a copy of my Uniquely Me Planner. Guys, remember, Uniquely Me is uniquely you. Get your copy today.
And uniquely me is uniquely you.
So we're in a society that tells us that don't tell anybody, keep it private, what others are going to say, what others will think. How old were you when all of this took place?
Probably like 12, 13.
And at that age, everybody tells you keep it secret, keep it private. But there seemed to have been something on the inside of you that obviously something said this is wrong, but you decided to reach out. Is there a reason? As a matter of fact, I don't know if you recognize, you actually took some decisions on spot. You pack your bag, you leave, you made up your mind, you're not going back. There was a resilience about you. Have you ever thought about it? What is it that made you so resilient, so focused, so made up mind? What do you call it? Having your mind made up and decided that, hey, this is not happening.
when I know something is wrong and I know this wasn't right for me, I always protect this happiness of mine because it comes from within me.
Yeah.
And anything that threatens my happiness or my joy within, I know it wasn't for me and I'm not going to be for it. And as I said, I loved my father,
Yeah.
but this was not who he was at the time, and
Yeah.
he needed to get help.
Right.
Maybe something happened and I don't know what changed because there was a lot of changes happening for him. But I was so young, I didn't know these things. You understand?
So here's the thing. So you I'm thinking now that now you made up your mind. You it's now in the courts. You went to the court, went to the police. Well, not the court. You went to the police, and I'm sure from there they would have gone for him. Family members would have gotten involved. I'm wondering, did they all sit down and take all of this? What took
Simone,
place?
I don't remember everything, but there is one recollection that I have. I remember one day we had court, it was by the Supreme Court. And my mother believed me because now my mother knows about it, and she was the only one that I can call family that believed me.
Yeah.
When we went to the court and the court adjourned for the day, we went outside. And Simone, I can tell you this. All my family members, they were my father's side of family, by the way.
Right.
But all of them, they hated me. They isolated themselves from me, and we could see like a red sea between us. We were on this side and they were on the other side.
Right.
And I'm like, everybody was saying that I was lying on my father. Up to this day, I have an aunt and she still blames me for what happened.
Wow.
Up to this day, as an adult, and he has died, and I've forgiven everybody. And those family members and I are now friends, but I'm saying they're still my aunt who just doesn't want to deal with me at all.
Wow. Was there any, did you ever get a chance to confront your dad? Even in
No.
court? Did he say anything to you?
All he said in court was that he's sorry.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow. What happened to him though? He said he has died.
He died.
Okay. Wow. So now you are in the state home. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. Yes, it's a brand new set, brand new episode. And so I have on set with me today Tashani Henry. Tashani sharing her story of being abused by her father at age 12. And you know what life was like, the turmoil, having gone to court. I mean, imagine a 12-year-old having to face courthouse per se, and then having to deal with family members hating and just thinking that hey, she's lying on the whole works, but she survived. So we're talking now about you're now in this place of safety, government safety, having left the teacher's home, and we thank God for that teacher. I hope she's still alive, and I hope you're still reaching out to her as much as you can. But now you're in a state home. Tell us a little about that.
But it was as new for me. I lived among 23 girls. Then we have the house mother. Then we're governed by the government of Jamaica as well as the board members. It took a while to get adjusted because I can recall one of the time, like I started doing badly in school. It was taking a toll on me, and it's like I reached a state where I couldn't carry on anymore. I just wanted to give up. And I remember I couldn't even cry. There were no tears anymore. And I remember the house mother one day, when she realized that my grades were falling and all of that, she called me in the room and she said, Tashani, you need to snap out of it. You need to get help, because I wouldn't even listen to the counselors. They really had nothing to say to make me feel better or make me, So she called me one day, and I mean, she pinched me and she said, cry, bawl. And I was looking at her like, I hate this woman. What is she doing to me? And I mean, she was there pinching me and she said, cry, Tashani. But Simone, when I break down that day,
it's like a flood.
Oh my Lord, the floodgates opened. And I bawl. It's like a heavy weight came off me.
Yeah.
You see, from that day forward, my grades went back up. the girls and I gel well. As I told you before, I'm a social person, so and I consider myself a leader. So in the home, I had no problem because we had to go to school, which was one of my best asset at the time, because I'm saying this is my way out. This is my way to a better life. I need to go to school to become somebody or somebody greater and stuff like that. So I was really happy that I had that opportunity. They gave us lunch money. We took the bus to school. All of us went to different schools, but it was like, as I would describe in my bio, it was a home away from home. It was the LCB man. It wasn't any different. I'll go home in the evening, we'll get to our dinner. Mind you, we had to be the one who cook, who clean, who press our clothes, who wash our uniform. I remember washing a white shirt, and Miss Green was the housemaid at the time. She will give me away at my wedding. And Miss Green said to me, "Is this white?" And she looked at the shirt and asked me if it's white. And she took the cake soap and showed me how to do a white cloth.
You know, Tashani, I have to break you a little, because I know time goes by so fast. But my imagination of our children's home, for want of a better word, it was never that it was something exciting and good. And how it has always been portrayed is that it's this place of harm and danger. But you're giving us a perspective that is completely different.
Yes, it is.
Is that children's home still around?
It is still around. As I said, it depends on how you want to make your home. And I'll go back there sometimes, and the host mother will complain because the girls their priorities are different, and they want different things, and they're acting out of norm. You understand? Sometimes I go there to talk to them because I know what life is about, and whatever it is that you're running down, trust me, there will be opportunities for you to get all of that. If it's the man, if it's the house, if it's the car, you will get all of that. But guess what? It comes in stages. It comes in stages, and you have to first work on you. You cannot complete somebody else unless you work on you, and that's what I learned the hard way.
Wow, I'm loving that. And as we wrap up, I want you, Tashani, I want you to look in the camera, and I want you to speak to that young lady that's watching, or that adult that has gone through what you've gone through, has never spoken about it, feeling as if they are in a vacuum and not knowing what to do. I want you to take a minute and just minister to that young lady, sharing with her how can she get out of this, or it has happened, or what can she do. So I want you to look in the camera and speak.
All right. What I know, there are help for anybody that wants help. Anybody that wants to free themselves from the abuse or feel afraid like they can't do without that person, you can. There's help out there for you. So that's the first step. Find somebody who you talk to, who you trust, and move further from that, because there are avenues for you to get that help. Secondly, as I said before, I believe in building me, personal development. I have to be a great wife or a great mother or a great woman before I can be a great person to somebody else. Even if it's to a child, even if it's to another person, a husband. You understand? I have to build on me first. Education is a must. Young girls need to take time to study, to show yourself approved, to know who you are. And I would recommend this to anyone. Go to school. Do well in school. Not just the mediocre. You understand? Apply yourself and do well, because guess what? It's when you do well, everybody else will notice that you're doing well and want to help you. Because I'm grateful for Scotiabank. Scotiabank did that for me. They realized I'm a child of the state, but guess what? I applied myself and I was doing great, so they will help me, and they have helped me. So help is there for anyone who needs it.
Tashani, I don't know, I can't thank you enough for coming and sharing your story. There are not a lot of persons, or should I say, there are a lot of persons who have been battling, walking around with this burden. and not sure how to free themselves. But I'm happy that you have found that. You as a matter of fact, it's almost as if the Lord provided you with coping mechanisms in the form of people, in the form of environment, and I'm hearing an inner peace that is just beautiful. My darling, I want to wish you all the best. The wedding is coming up, and then COVID might prevent you from having everybody there. But like you said, you first discovered that you have to be a woman to yourself. You have to be a wife to yourself so as to be able to be the best wife that you can be. And so I declare favor and grace on you, and that all shall be well. Thank you so much. Is there, of course, do you have a social page? If somebody wants to reach out to you?
I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, so they can always reach out Tashanie Henry or Tashani876 on Instagram.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. No doubt, you don't have to carry that burden all by yourself anymore. Help is here. And remember, there's a unique woman in you. Thank you so much. If you'd like to have your story aired, of course, you can reach me 1-876-856-5769. And of course, I want to thank my sponsors for coming on board and supporting me. TNT Fashions, I'm wearing her stuff today. Thank you so much. All right, see you next week.
Who am I really? Choices, choices, choices. In pursuit of a career? OMG, I'm a wife. Help! I am a mother. Oh, I'm in church. When do I get to be a woman that God called me to be? Uniquely Me covers the acrobatic endeavors of every woman to balance the responsibilities of being a mother, a wife, a professional, a church leader, a friend, yet still maintain her identity. I too am a mother, a wife, a trained minister of religion, a banker, an entrepreneur trying to balance the many hats that signifies my role. My book will help motivate and empower every woman who is really unique in her own way. Grab your copy today on Amazon, because Uniquely Me is uniquely you.
Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart was brought to you by MTM TV, RT3 Media, Boz Drapery, TNT Fashion, TB Art Graphics, Holtz Hardware. Thank you for tuning in to Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. Remember, Uniquely Me is uniquely you.